Angelo Badalamenti. And he say, oh, that's it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Angelo. Oh, that's turning my hair down. I love that. Just keep that going.
Angelo Badalamenti.
Angelo Badalamenti.
Range. It's April 18th, 2025, and David, Mr. Lynch, David, slide Mr. Lynch, can you hear me from here? He goes, and if he can believe it. It's a Friday, once a day. 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 Hey neighbors, it is. Clear, but really at the moment. To see mostly cloudy. This kind of situation, in general, clear. More is like Nintendo disaster is clear, but it's made up of clouds. It's 9 Fahrenheit 15 Celsius. This means it's really soft, like this virus. Perché soft, it's classic adjective usual. Spring to solo un piglio, questa è la cosa per tirarsi su, sarà bisogno non me lei, in quello così, poi vabbè, tirarsi su, but in the summer, in few months, channel will turn 4 years, so the summer will be 4 years, while for the spring still 3 years, so is a dettaglio, sarà bisogno non me lei. collabori sono poi l'opportunity so positive. I'm sure, but I see it, remember the same, so society simultaneous percorso. The fact that you should do change, it's a better number of paradox for me, and I didn't do it with the collaboration. Also for the, in fact, autumn, summer, and winter, and in the sense that the fact for the autumn as it is for the spring as well as adjective of for the winter, summer adjective, what for the winter adjective, all the soon as is classic adjective, and as regards the breeze, at least for me, I think was in a few absolutely incompresa. At least in the 21st period of spring, first weeks of spring, and in particular since the not this Friday, two Fridays before, since Friday, April 4, since the last month, even if during the night was slightly, slightly cold, no? At least for me, and for some people, I think also for them, well, in general, for me, always good. Instead, what the sky and in general, today I don't know if I can say the same thing just for this. It's good, but not too complicated. In fact, maybe it's my fuse and easy. It's a Friday once again, and as you know, first of all, as every Friday, I should remember this. Both the razors illustrate reports respectively the third red and the fourth blue, red and white, blue and white razors illustrate reports. Since the months I find the precise Friday which I start to see this thing, I should do that I will write this date in the comment. Yes, in one of my comments. I think the first comment, or in general, one of the comments, so in case you see comment section in the video, yes, and practically since that video, I believe that the third crashed. The red crash instead it was only a battery problem, and since that moment I'm using both. Practically an half and a half with the fourth the blue and a half with the third red, even if it's last periods or weeks. It's better to say that this is in certain sense is superior, in the sense that the battery of, I don't know why, but the battery of the fourth the blue lists a very few minutes, 10 maximum 12, 13 minutes, around 15 minutes, while this is better from this point of view. And so, even if this is the new, 40 obviously, and so blue, but however, good for me the fact that both work go, or I repeat for this respectively the third and red and the fourth blue razors. Also, I want to report in general this for the channel, in questa long is the range. Since sometimes consider me as a kind of sort of a bridge between my couple of chances, because at this point, as you know, to me, music is not so expressed to see, vabbè, both reciproci react. Now by 20 minutes. I think I remember will be not so different from this. Perhaps some few days more, maybe at the moment, I find it Celsius, but in particular the museum, it's cheap. Yes, there is a curtain and snow and there is a curtain in general. So many being sometimes there is a curtain in general, should see most perfect. At least I suppose. In fact, as soon as I repeat, this is practically trend always with the state, clear sky, but also with the clouds. And considering in fact the trend of this day, considering what I read, considering the period, considering my sensations and everything, it's possible that cool once again will became non if total but most sure mostly cloudy and also that metterine at the moment this is truly a remote possibility but so se no bisogna se ci sono readers sono così nifty clear sempre scrive well bad at the moment perhaps also the contrary bad well so si dice tipo Wino di nuovo tornato insomma senza molto years fact in sense si mette in quota magari tu soffre for log si mette in quota fact in only sentence si mette in quota from well it also to log because we have it si porta lì senza molto years also this view of interventions, also visible in me, and also was a better visible for me, incentive di rendere shot al Simon Simega rendere shot. As I got in the shooter, was at visible behind it, and the good is generally visible. Since he gets a wing, better visible center shot, since he gets at Simon Simega rendere shot. And finally, from a medical keeper and injects 14 PG, 605. Also in this case, in this image, shot. Simple people follow Jean Depart, select getting it over. So I'm brother sister. Which on my father from the last of his case. And finally, I hope you will get a breakfast. Today it's not too completely early for I think general for the people. For me, it's for me, in fact, when I see early late, but for me, yes, in fact, when I see early late, I mean for me, but all important that was fare con the reaction, sembra che si was start in fact in breakfast, Fientenes family. I started with at Fientenen, particolarmente si può tutto su yesterday, so sembra che te record is there, in fact, sembra che sui 3, e su questa lascio, ma tu repeat, early, vabbè, early as a regard record, early. Also for me, they are just only, obviously, just only good. 10:41. Not the important thing that you should remember is that it's a way also today, fortunately, it's a zone, I'm really young. And as we always say, like if si sono the most absolutely. As you know, since UX is a short favorite because all the say, but there are two things that actually particularly I would say already. And that is first one is about milk fat, the shots totally against it, like obviously. Possono scoprire ciò che fa canzone da una short frequency della shot. And within this also the fact that you class back to the bomb is in particular mega bomb. Second thing is about resilience factor if there are beautiful series tra the corner that are for me these are the second place of the shot because the first place of position for me there are PAM in fact I always truly recommend them to you because they are really superb. Tomorrow I suppose if I want to die, if I can do tomorrow to happen, my wife will see.